It's a night they dreamed about, playing for a spot in the legendary Minnesota State High School boys hockey tournament. Will rising program Rogers make its first ever journey to St. Paul, or is it Maple Grove's time to shine for a third consecutive season? The Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Championship is on the line next on CCX.
Atmosphere here at the new rink in Elk River, the Cornerstone Automotive Arena inside the Furniture and Things Community Event Center. Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Championship. The number 2 seed Maple Grove and the number 1 seed the Rogers Royals. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, boy, these teams have been looking forward to this one. Obviously for Rogers, kind of a new spot. Their first section final as a AA team. Meanwhile, Maple Grove's been kind of getting used to this. They want to get their ticket punched back to state.
Well, you know, it's three-time veteran, Maple Grove, first-time Cinderella here with Rogers. This is big for the city of Rogers and the high school. They've had a tremendous season. Took second place in the conference, 11-0-1 in conference play, played a hell of a schedule. They're a very formidable team. And Maple Grove, with all their experience, is going to have a tough time with these guys tonight.
Maple Grove played maybe one of their best games of the season in the semifinals. They beat Centennial, came out very strong in that one. Not only avenged a regular season loss, but as we have some highlights from that one, they came out and took it to the Cougars, not only beating them, but able to shut them out by a 6-0 margin as they got a good game from their goaltender and also Josh Giuliani, a couple of goals, and Rogers didn't have too much trouble with Champlin Park in their semifinal victory. So the Royals coming in as the number 1 seed, as we said. They defeated Maple Grove during the regular season, and that really helped them to get that spot as you get a look at the bracket. Neither team challenged too awful much in that quarterfinals, you expect, and even the semis. It's pretty clear cut, I think, Dan, who the best two in the section are based on that bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. They came through, and Maple Grove got beat by Rogers this year, but the goalie, that'll happen. 20 shots, 15 saves. That wasn't a good night for him. I'm sure he's pissed, and he's going to be really up for this game night. And he's a good goaltender. Rogers has a good one, too. But there's a revenge factor, I think, here. They didn't like getting beat by Rogers. So Maple Grove's going to be motivated.
Let's take a look at key players to watch for in this contest. Obviously, we've got some pretty good ones all the way around the ice, but starting with Maple Grove and Josh Giuliani, we said really provided a spark in that semifinal. Had a couple goals, but he's also just had a good year overall.
You know, he's been kind of the understudy kind of guy. He's got a good section going right now. He's got 22 goals. Plus, he's got 4 power play goals and a short-handed goal, so he's a go-getter, and he can find the net. Good-sized kid, got good speed, but he can shoot.
And for Rogers, we're going to talk about one of their captains, a junior, Sam Rinaldo. And I love the description of him from Coach Dave Brown. He said this guy just thinks hockey all the time. He'll text him about NHL games he's watching even.
Yeah, his hero is Pavel Datsuk, one of the Russians. They call him Mr. Magic. The kid can do it all. He has a way of seeing the ice and getting the puck to his line mates. He's got 60 points. He's played a hell of a season this year. And they're looking forward to go through him. He will be the straw that stirs that drink for the Rogers Royals.
Obviously, we said a lot at stake for both of these teams. For Rogers, I think there's no doubt the fact that it could be their first state tournament appearance has their whole community jacked up.
Oh my God, they sold tickets out within 2 hours at the school, and basically every ticket sold here is standing room only. So Rogers is coming out to support their team. This is big for them. This puts them on the map where they wanted to be. Why they hired Coach Brown to get them to this level, and they want it. They want it bad.
Should be a great contest here tonight. John Jacobson will join us ringside as well. It is Maple Grove and Rogers for the Section 5 AA title.
The Energizer Bunny there.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back to the Furniture and Things Community Event Center and inside the Cornerstone Arena portion of the building in the new rink in Elk River here in the new site for the Section 5 AA Championship. Toby Hopp, the senior, gets the start and goal for Maple Grove, and the junior, Cade Chapman. As you see, both of those guys have done virtually all the work in net this season for the two respective teams. And here we go. We're underway for the Section 5 title. It comes back to Hopp initially there for the Crimson. That pass misfires, and icing will be waved off here as the Royals chase it down. Rinaldo working his way back up ice, takes a bit of a slash there, but gets the puck ahead. And that one thrown in on Hopp by Hogan Sinjum there for Rogers, as get our first whistle and first stoppage here early in the contest. I think you're going to see teams trying to get those lines, probably short shifts to start to get everybody's feet wet, so to speak.
Yes. Looking at stats, though, the Maple Grove first period is definitely their best period. They come out and go after people, so we'll see how they react here to Rogers and how Rogers reacts to their pressure.
Danny Nelson carrying it hard up the left side here for the Crimson. Trying for the wraparound there, and it goes all the way through and back out to center. And that pass misfires, but icing again waved off as Giuliani couldn't quite reach it. Floated in the air, trying to go to Lohman there for the Royals. Thrown back in. Lohman will have to clear the zone here as the Royals change up. Nelson throwing it way across toward Gunderson, a little too far though. Chase Cheslock back to get it for Rogers and put out front. Backhander slipping just wide of the mark there from Finn Brink. Chipped out of there by Brendan Swanson. Crimson back to gather here. Dumped back in here, Drew Kreckelberg for the Royals. Kreckelberg goes in, gets to it first, but then Lucas Margano plays it, and they get tangled up a little bit behind the play. Nice move to the net, but good recovery defensively by Mike and Miller jumping over to help out. Solid check thrown in there by Odin Eliasson for the Royals. And coming out of there with, a swing and a miss there by Aaron Tallis. Now a chance for 2-on-1. Sinjum firing, kicked out of there, and a big rebound given by Hopp. But he was able to direct it past the on-rushing weak-sided wing there.
Well, so far Maple Grove's been putting pressure on, but that was the best opportunity of the night so far.
Rinaldo dumped there as he met up with Nelson. Now a quick shot, and Hopp the save there as Ty Fredrickson came up with the puck out of the circle. So
think this is going to be a little physical game, Jay? What do you think?
I do think so, and I was just thinking about that. You want your adrenaline, you want to be flying, you want to be hitting, but you also don't want to take penalties too, and we'll have to see if that becomes an issue for either of these teams.
I like the Royals had a guy coming right down the slot too to get the rebound on that, so they were going after it.
Nelson around, flipped out by Bennett Glad, and then back in. Nelson will knock it down. Another solid hit thrown there by the Royals. That time was Kreckelberg as a collision at center ice, thrown back in, and we might have a penalty coming up. No, it's going to be an ice. Let's go now rinkside. John Jacobson joins us.
All right, thanks very much, Jay and Dan. First of all, thanks to the Rogers and Maple Grove Hockey Booster Club for making the live stream available for us tonight. This is a tough ticket, and so all of you watching at home weren't able to get into the arena. It's a smaller arena than Aldrich, where we played Section 5AA before. Coach Dave Brown of Rogers telling us that their allotment of tickets went on sale at 6 a.m. on Tuesday. The line started forming at 4 a.m. They were sold out by 6:20. So if you're in the arena, you're a lucky one here tonight. Jay?
Thanks very much, John. And here's an opportunity for the Crimson as Brink trying to carry it through the middle there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this does become the home of this or not. I think by all accounts it's a great arena in a lot of ways. The one thing is it big enough to hold these kind of section games? And that'll be the question going forward.
That's standing room only on both levels. We got 2 levels here, but the sidelines are really good.
Landon Gunderson and Matt Moman facing off. And that one flicked back down deep. Rolls out front. And then a nice shot block there for Micah Miller. And here come the Royals. Moman sending it ahead. Hop will knock that one down.
The Royals are really trying to keep Maple Grove outside. They're forcing them to slot, and they've gotten some opportunities. I expect to see a lot more physical play in front of that Rogers net now.
Flipped back in there by Beck Picconato for Maple Grove. And that breakout pass broken up there as Jack Kernan doing some good work for the Crimson.
You know, both these teams can score goals. They each average 5 and 4 goals a game between the 2 of them. And I got a feeling this is going to be a gritty defensive battle with a 1-goal difference.
Dump back in the Maple Grove zone. Nelson fighting through a check of Peyton Struck. Bring it right up the middle here. Nelson has led a couple of rushes as a big, rangy defenseman. Now Rinaldo trying to get it back the other way, but taken from him. Deflected ahead, but a nice block there by Trent Pelluff. Here's Cheslock, and he'll give it back to Pelluff. Relayed in deep by Swanson for Rogers, and they'll go in and forecheck here. Tala sending it deep for Maple Grove as Blake Steenerson traces after it there. Royals able to get it on out, but then lose it. It isn't necessarily easy traveling through neutral here in the early part of this game either. You guys are getting aggressive and jumping in and breaking pucks up both ways.
Well, Maple Grove's had the most success getting up by just having their defenseman carry him, and I'm wondering if they're going to put Rogers going to put 2 forecheckers on that to stop that from happening. That's the easiest breakout in the world. Let your D carry it out.
Jaglow got it into the Rogers zone, but no further. Now flip back in. Chased down here by Miller. Miller being pressured there, spins away from Jaglow. And he'll reverse it here now for Carson Melquist. Royals able to push it in deep here. And a nice breakout though for Maple Grove. Here comes Gunderson. Gunderson firing, and a nice stop there made by Chapman. Gunderson playing it back down low, a little give and go. They tried to go back to him there, but couldn't come up with it. And then that pass is actually going to go right on net, so they tried to spring Eliasson, didn't quite work.
Good reverse there by the Crimson as they came through.
That pass picked off by Giuliani. Miller trying to ring it out, kept in instead. Cheslock, it is getting it ahead, and a little flick ahead. Here's a chance for a 2-on-0, but it's Hop coming up with a big save as Sinjum mishit that one. It kind of fluttered up in the air. I think it might have been going over the net anyway, but Maple Grove, there was a little indecision there, and it turned into a mini 2-on-0. Rogers would like to have that one to do again. They just couldn't control this puck. You see it's up on edge, and then the defenseman gets a piece of it, and by that point, Sinjum.
Yeah, but that's telling me Hop's on his game. I mean, he stayed right on it. Even if it would have missed the net, that was a tremendous save. Boy, you don't want to give up 2 on those. It'll kill you every time.
Sinjum's pass getting off Rinaldo's stick. Crimson turn it back nicely in a hurry. Tough angle shot there. Chapman knocking it aside, but Brad picks it back up. And the attempt there going wide from Sawyer Skansen. Nelson's shot knocked down there by Jaden Newman. Rinaldo is going to spin back with it. Rinaldo able to dump it in deep. Hop will stop it there for Nelson. And flip right back in. Rogers finishing a change here as they come in on the forecheck. And going to bring it right out front and look left to Aaron Tallis. Taken away though, the breakout pass intercepted by Nelson. His shot goes wide. And flip right back in now as Cheslock picking it up for Rogers. Neither team taking a whole lot of chances. If there's nothing there initially, they're dumping it and looking to forecheck.
Well, it seems it takes Rogers the first period to get their legs underneath them. They play well in the second and third, but they're holding their own here. But they want more time in the offensive zone. They got to get that forecheck ripped up and get going.
Hop kicking that one out off the stick of Melquist. Now long pass floated ahead, but too far there for Finn Brink, and it will be an icing call against the Crimson here. 8:18 to go in the first. No score on the board. Maple Grove and Rogers. And I don't think going back historically, these were necessarily rival towns or even high schools when they're built, but really they're not very far apart.
No.
And obviously with the more development we've had out 94, Rogers has grown a lot, and even beyond that, St. Michael Albertville and Monticello area. And Maple Grove obviously got a lot bigger there back in the 80s and 90s too. So really probably going to be a rivalry, I think, more and more in sports going forward too.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Kept in at the line there by Parker Wenny, or briefly anyway, and then it pops up out of play.
We were talking about them coming into the league, the Rogers Royals here in Northwest Suburban. I think it's really elevated their program and allowed them to go to the next step, and there's a good reason why. Coach Brown, David is in his third season, but he's a tremendous coach, and he's finally gotten Rogers over the hump. Now they're at the next level. They're playing AA hockey after playing years of single A, and here they are in their first sectional final in AA.
Yeah, they made back-to-back appearances when they were an A team against Hermantown and were shut out both times back a decade ago. But first time in a section final, and obviously they've been in Section 8. They are awful glad not to be seeing Moorhead every year, because that seems to be the team that generally had taken them out of the playoffs when they were in 8AA.
Yeah.
Sawyer Skansen and Sinjum facing off here. Royals control it, but it goes to Glad. Floating one out front, and then it was off the glove. That one probably would not have counted had it gone in, as Skansen tried to glove it down. Puck picked off, but Royals have 3 back. Ooh, but a great move to the net, and that one almost snuck through. Jack Kernan, when he came up through neutral at the end, I thought, he's all alone. He's not going to be able to do much against 3 guys, but he almost snuck that one through.
Yes, he did. Chapman was all over it, though, the goalie for the Royals. He did a nice job. We both have 2 very good goalies we're watching here tonight, too, Jay. That's why I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
The interception there on the way out, and couldn't get a shot all the way to the net. That pass knocked down at center ice there by Jensen. Gaglow getting a piece of it for the Crimson. Pellup sliding it across. Cheslock, nice pass up the right side. Got a couple of guys going to the net. Hop, the rebound. Somehow it didn't go. Great opportunity on the rebound there for the Royals. As out front alone was Swanson, but not quite able to tuck that one in, and we stay at 0-0. That was the best chance so far, though.
Well, that's got to help Toby Hop's confidence there, the Maple Grove goalie. They had a nice stop there in a tough situation.
Yeah, the first shot was tough enough, but the rebound was the real big one. I was pretty much ready to say goal, as it looked like they were going to be able to put that one away. Cleared out. This will be an icing if it gets there. Yes, it will. Another look at this opportunities. First, a great move by Kernan as he sneaks through everyone and got a little low shot, and you see just caught in the skates briefly, but then here's this great opportunity right here. Oh my.
Nice save. Kind of figured he'd be up for tonight's game. I think he's really motivated, Mr. Hop there. Shots right now, 7-6, favor of Rogers.
Gunderson picking it off. Looking out front, but a lot of bodies there. Gunderson circling out high and then looking for a tip out front. Didn't quite connect. We'll throw it down low there for Brink. Now Giuliani playing it to Gunderson. Trying a little saucer pass. There and they go! Brink able to receive and score there. There was not a lot of room to get that one through, but they're able to do it, and Brink converts. Maple Grove on the board first.
Finn Brink again, he's had a heck of a season this year. He's the second leading scorer in the team with 51 points. 5 power play goals, 1 short. He can find the net, and he gets the Maple Grove Crimson off to a 1-0 lead in the first period here. Got a nice play coming through here. And he got the backhand on it just through as it bounced perfectly, and he timed it just well. Watch this. A good backhander in the top of the net. Here we go. Now we'll see how the Royals can respond here. They got to pick it up. They got to get moving. Their legs aren't going like they can.
26th goal of the year for Brink. Gunderson and Giuliani get the assist at 11:30. So the 1-0 lead now for Maple Grove. Nice job on the check at center ice, but then picked up again by Kernan, and he'll flip it in as Maple Grove changing up here. Long pass gets through everyone. Let's see, it will be an icing call. And the Royals will have a face-off in their defensive zone here. We'll see how they react as you can look at Coach Berglund there. See how Rogers reacts to falling behind in this one. As you know, the record's similar throughout the year, so you see number 26 for Brink. They both played, comparable schedules. They had a 1-goal game against each other. The records are almost the same, so a lot of reasons to think this was going to be a good hockey game.
Well, Rogers is 11-1 in their last 12 games.
Ooh, Giuliani, a good low shot. Chapman with a skate save there for the Royals.
Caught on the curve of the pad there and started dropping out, but he got the rebound for his trouble. Maple Grove 13-2 in their past 15 games. Both teams coming in here very, very hot. And they both started slow. Rogers started out 5-5-1 in the first 11 games, and Maple Grove was only 7-4-1 in their first, but they both played murderous schedules, like they said. They played the top tiers, the Hill Murrays and the Ediners and all those teams.
Nelson throwing it toward the net, but intercepted there by Peloff. Nelson able to stop that with his skate, and here he comes back the other way. And now gets a shot away, and a glove catch there by Chapman, and no rebound available as Hollis was going to the net for the Crimson here, as we're just under 4 to play now in this first period. 1-0 lead for Maple Grove. The play pretty even overall. The shots are about the same, and I wouldn't say either team has had any sustained pressure. They've had a chance or two here or there.
Well, they both play good defense. Maple Grove only allows 25 shots a game, and Rogers only allows 27. Those are good numbers.
And I think it's fun. It's advanced to the point where if you're going to be in a section, here's an opportunity. That one's sailing wide. If you're going to be in a section final in one of these good AA sections, unlikely that you're going to advance by being just a very good offensive team or just a very good defensive team. You got to be well-rounded, and you got to have, you know, some depth to your program as well. Coming through neutral here, and it skids away from Peyton Struck. Crimson can't get it out though. And now floated to an open wing there by Margano. Carried back in, dropped over to Rinaldo. Rinaldo firing, but it was blocked. Follow up. Royals keep with it. Into the circle, Sinjum working his way and try to get that pass away. Again though, Maple Grove unable to clear. Rinaldo whipping it across. Floated to the middle, follow-up try here, and that one was blocked. Another puck thrown at the net there by Lohman. And then look out in the crowd.
Boy, good pressure. First sustained pressure by the Royals here in this period. They're responding to the goal here. Nice comeback for them. They started putting some pressure, and Hop looks good today. It's going to be tough to beat him.
So face-off in the Maple Grove zone here as Lohman waiting to take it here for the Royals. And he wins it clean, but that shot deflected up and out of play as they got it back to the point to Peloff there. Maple Grove getting a lot of sticks on a lot of shots here in this first period.
Yeah, their defense in the middle has been just physically hard and really making the Royals pay when they step in there.
Maple Grove has some size too, so that leads to having a long reach, and you know, they're getting sticks on some pucks that I think sometimes the Royals are a little surprised by.
Well, very experienced DJ, very experienced Steve. It's all upperclassmen. They've been there. They've been through this situation before.
And then getting a lot of the ice time, though, number 20 is their sophomore, D. Nelson. He's a good one already, and he's really going to be a good one. Peloff circling back. Lohman will whip it in. Oh, he did not clear the center line, though. It's going to be icing against the Royals right there.
Well, Mr. Miller, number 20, showed us some really nice moves here, too. He's got a very good spinorama there. He's done it 3 times already in this period. Right there, there he is.
One of the captains for the Royals. And we were speaking with Coach Brown, and he said, you know, we've got our top guys, and really our team as a whole, just really love hockey. And you might think, well, that's kind of a given, but he said that they've been able to kind of take things to the next level because they want to be good, they want to be coached hard. They're not satisfied with just being a decent team. They want to be really good. And obviously it's you know, an evolution in their program that is getting better and better right now, and this, you know, I think it's fair to say, without knowing all the ins and outs, that this is probably the best team they've had in their school history. And as we said, first AA final. If they win, it would be their first 20-win season. And you know, they're kind of making that next step. Here's Skansen firing, but missed the net. Flicked out to center, but thrown back in over the top of the net by Grant Leno for Maple Grove. That pass deflected as it got out to center. Approaching a minute to go here in this first period. Maple Grove leading 1-0. Here comes Gunderson. Drops it for Giuliani. Tried to put it across, but Miller got a stick on it. Crimson, though, with a chance, and that one hits the outside of the net. Trying to buzz here with this first line out late in the first period. 1-0 Maple Grove. And Chapman will deflect that one up and out of play with 42 seconds remaining here. And a 1-0 Crimson lead.
Well, Maple Grove's really moving the puck well, especially in the offensive zone, and their passing is opening it up in the middle for them to get inside, which is where they scored the first goal. They've had 3 or 4 shots there deep inside the crease.
And off the draw, another quick one put on net that time as Giuliani got it away. Chapman able to hang on there as that puck into his R on his chest there. Grimson trying to get another crack. Nelson will put it down to the circle, and there's a blast that Chapman will hang on to as Brink didn't have a real good angle, but at least got one on the net. You never know.
Well, like I said, if it hits the net, you never know what's going to happen. They're not afraid to shoot the puck, though. The Crimson have really started putting it up. They're up 12-8 in shots now. They were down, I think, 6-3 at one point.
Yeah, it feels like they've played more consistent in connecting on passes as the period's gone on.
The Royals look a little tentative right now. They're doing some pretty good things in the attack zone and in the neutral zone. I mean, in the defensive zone and the neutral zone, but the attack zone, they're getting disrupted. They're not able to put smooth plays together, and they need to shoot some more, too.
And just barely offside there as Sinjum's eyes were lighting up. I think he thought he was going to have a pretty good opportunity there, but just offside. Under 20 seconds to go. Giuliani knocked down. That's going to be a penalty. Probably an interference. Yep, Pella threw the hip check at him, but the puck had vacated the area long enough before that they're going to get Trent Pella for an interference call right toward the end of this first period with 14 seconds left.
Really nice hip check. He just had to let go of it. He couldn't follow through on it.
Yeah, honestly, I think a second earlier that probably is just called a good check, but the puck had been gone long enough, and the Giuliani was trying to move around him.
Probably won't be much done here in this period, but they'll have most of the power play ready to go in the beginning of the second period.
And Maple Grove's going to run out of time to do anything to end the period here, but the first period comes to an end here in Elk River at the Furniture and Things Community Event Center. 1-0 lead for Maple Grove. Crimson coming on later in the period, playing pretty well, and Brink getting the only goal of the period. We'll take a quick timeout. We're going to hear from each coach, one in the first intermission, one in the second. We'll be right back here at Elk River. It's Maple Grove 1, Rogers 0 here in the Section 5AA Championship.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Welcome back. Maple Grove leading Rogers 1-0 after one. Let's go down to John now with Coach Brown.
Thanks very much, Jay. Coach, pretty even period. They got the only goal the first 17 minutes. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it's got a good pace, a little back and forth. Obviously some nerves early on that we're going to have to work through. Their first line scored one. We got a little discombobulated with our line changes. It's going to happen in games like this. The game's not going to end 1-0. It's not.
How important is the first minute 45, though, the second period, now that you're going to be shorthanded here?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge kill. I mean, I don't want to say that, like, if we get scored on, the game's over. We've come back all season. We're going to have to do it again. We were down 1-0 to Champlin last Saturday. So, I mean, I think if we kill it off, it'll give us a huge vote of confidence. And you hope your penalty kill wants to give you some life, so that'd be big.
Great atmosphere tonight. How big is this for the Rogers hockey community?
It's everything you want. When you start putting a program together and you have dreams and hopes that this is what happens. And when I got the job, I knew the community wanted this and they were ready for it. And you know, we got 20 guys that believe that they can do something special tonight.
Good luck the rest of the night.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, Jay and Dan, back to you. We'll hear from Maple Grove head coach Todd Berglund after period number 2.
Thank you very much, John. And we found out in the pregame how much fun it is to talk next to a band. So good job, John, battling through that.
Oh, yeah.
Maple Grove leading it 1-0 here. We'll take a timeout, and our first intermission continues here. You're watching the Section 5AA Boys Hockey Championship on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. The Zambonis have just about completed their work here as we come back in the first intermission at the new arena in Elk River. Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Final. Maple Grove leading Rogers by a score of 1-0. And Maple Grove trying to repeat as the section champion. Fair to say it's probably not going to come quite as easy as it did a year ago, as they were able to thump Centennial by a 7-0 score in that section final. And of course last year with COVID in a much different place, we had a lot shorter season. They had a home game for a section final, which obviously we've gone back to neutral sites, and couple that with Maple Grove having really one of its better teams ever, and they kind of walked through the Cougars in that one and got it done. And they've obviously been a big part of being involved in some of these section championships. Maple Grove winning the last two in 5AA, and then before that it was Blaine and Centennial. Maple Grove winning in 17, and Anoka and Blaine and Centennial, a lot of the same teams have been battling it out. Rogers in the section for the first time in a while. They were actually a long time ago in with some of these same teams. They kind of switched back and forth. They were AA, they were AA, and all that, but lately they've been in section 8 and trying to play for their first section championship this season. It's actually the 13th section final appearance for Maple Grove overall. They've gone 4-12 in those time frames.
Well, they got the veteran, it's their third year in a row, so they've got the experience. Obviously, you can see the history there, and so Rogers is on an upset-minded, but again, we got the traditional versus the upstart. And I think it's a great story, and you can tell by the crowd here with Rogers coming in here, just packing this side.
Take another quick time out here. We'll come back with first period highlights and then get ready for period number 2. We said it was a tough ticket, and the folks who did get inside this new arena, happy to be seeing a great hockey game so far.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here. Some of the young fans who've gotten in watching this one here tonight. Maple Grove leading in 1-0. And by the way, we're going to look back at their first state tournament appearance, their first section final win back in 2012 in our second intermission. A fun night as they thumped Blaine. In this first period here tonight, it was kind of back and forth, and neither side establishing dominance, but Maple Grove does convert one opportunity that we'll get to in a moment, as you could look at Sinjum carrying it hard and Hop able to kick that one out. And then a pretty good chance right there as Sinjum, the defenseman, got a piece of it. It fluttered, and Hop able to stay with it and glove it. And then here's a nice move to the net by Kernan. Again, at neutral, I didn't think he had much chance to get all the way through there. Royals getting a chance here, maybe their best chance right here, but oh, what a great stop to get the stick down. And then here's the goal. Really nice hands by Brink. I don't think that was actually very poorly defended.
No, it wasn't.
You'd like to tie the stick up entirely, but gosh, it was a tough play to get the puck through to him. And he did a great job to stay with that one and convert it. As you see the score after one, Maple Grove 1-0. They have a slight edge in shots and chances. The only penalty was taken right at the end of the period by Rogers, so they will be shorthanded for another minute 46 to begin period number 2. And as Coach Brown said, it's an opportunity to get some momentum if we can kill it off. That's the way that they've got to look at it.
Well, you don't like taking one that late in the period, but if you're going to win a championship, you got to go overcome some curveballs, and both teams are going to see them tonight, so we'll see how they do that. Rogers just got to pick up the pace. I really think they can skate better than they've been skating.
So we'll take another timeout, and then we should be set to drop the puck. There's some young Rogers fans, and that's what it's all about, too. Getting them excited about being here. And, hey, remember when we went to the Rogers section final and wanted to get back there as they grow up, too. And an Osseo Maple Grove Youth Association, same deal for their side. So we'll come right back here to Elk River in a moment. 1-0 Crimson here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Concession stand doing some good business tonight, I would bet, here as Rogers and Maple Grove tangle for the Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Championship. You know, as much fun as the state tournament is, sometimes the section final week can be just as much fun. You've got some rivalry games a lot of times, little smaller venues, and maybe get a chance to bounce around to a few different ones. I know a lot of hockey fans really look forward to going to some of these games, maybe as much as the state tournament.
Well, when you get to a section final, you're looking at two teams that probably could be in the state tournament. So, there's a bonus to it. It's almost like getting a prelim to the quarterfinals here in 8 different areas of the state between your class. And both teams earn their place here. So we'll see we can pull it off, but these section games are great. It's love to see this crowd, Jay. It's fabulous. I mean, it's standing room only, man. Love it. You're into it.
Maple Grove breaking their huddle as they get set. It'll be Gunderson and Sinjum facing off to begin period number 2.
Well, we'll see what Coach Brown does now, too. He's got the last change, too, as being the top seed in the home team. So let's see if he starts messing around a little bit, trying to get some better matchups.
Nelson controlling it here for Maple Grove. They're on the power play here to begin this period, as we said. Gunderson's pass didn't make it through and cleared on out by Miller. Sometimes it can be tough to be the team starting a period with a power play too, because you don't really have your legs and everything isn't flowing yet either. So there's some plus and minus both ways, I think, with the penalty this early.
He did a good job settling it down and getting them set up. He didn't panic and allowed them to, create something, or they kind of pass got interrupted.
Back out to the point, Nelson. That one is tipped over the net off the glass. Comes loose though, and there's a quick shot that Chapman has to make a save on. Gunderson, nice hands to keep it in. And then chopped away as getting out there was Melquist to bother that one. Nelson's got such a long reach as a defenseman that he's able to control the puck, but occasionally maybe getting a little too confident and being able to keep it away. As you look at the numbers for the Crimson this season, 35%, that'll get it done.
Yes, it will.
Now, obviously, not all of their opponents are as good as Rogers, though, so that's, that's going to be an icing call. No, I'm sorry, come back to center ice for the draw here, is it? No, it is going to be ice. There's a look at Rogers, what they do special teams-wise.
Penalty kill, adequate, does a good job. Right there where it should be.
37 to go in the power play. Crimson win the draw. Out to Brink. Knocked away from him. Miller did a nice job there.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good, Jay. I think Coach called him pretty good on that.
Nelson sliding it across here to Marganeau. Argano circling the net, puts it out front, shot on the goal. Giuliani tucks it away, and it's 2-0 Crimson. Looked like they didn't have a whole lot going on that power play, but all they needed was one. And Giuliani able to pop it home for a 2-0 lead.
Well, and his section magic continues here. 2 goals last game. He's got one here to put him up 2-0. Power play goal. And the Crimson make the Royals pay here. Just a nice quick pass up the slot. Defense was late getting there. The back check wasn't very good. And they should have covered him. He got in tight and he put it away. I think he found the 5-hole there. Ooh. Boy, another good opportunity by the Crimson here. They're not wasting any time. I think they're starting to smell blood in the water here.
Argano and Nelson get the assist on Giuliani's goal, his 23rd of the season. It's a power play goal. There was 10 seconds left in the man advantage for the Crimson, so they go up 2-0. Floated ahead, Skansen loving it down to himself. Skansen shoots and a big rebound, but Chapman able to keep it away from the traffic coming toward him. Royals trying to get something going down deep here. That shot wide of the mark from Jensen. And that one popping out. Just got beyond Pelliff's reach there. Across to Cheslak and playing it into the middle here to Fredrickson. Bad save there. Oh, and he looked for a wraparound on the rebound, but it squirted away. Ooh, blocker save there, and then Hop has to make another stop as lurking was Melquist there. And now things get physical. I thought they were going to kind of separate there, and instead started to get after each other even a little more. I don't see any indication that they're going to call penalty here. That was kind of a tricky one as you had the blocker save and then tried to control it.
Well, good response by the Royals. I mean, there was a couple good opportunities there. They really tested Hop.
And he'll glove that one. His 15th win would be the biggest yet if he's able to get it tonight. A Crimson leading it by a score of 2-0 now after that power play goal from Giuliani.
Face-offs are so important here. Boy, Rogers has really ripped off a couple nice wins here.
Cheslak, that one was blocked.
Oh.
And that pass went right to Brink. Back for Brink, it got through him, but Wente following up. Flicked beyond the Rogers net there. Pelliff trying to reverse it, but read well and taken by Brink. That shot is blocked in the circle, but they can't get it out. Now Nelson firing. Another blocked shot there as Ty Fredrickson went to Anita. Deny that one for the Royals here, so.
Good block there, but boy, Finn Brink, I'll tell you what, he's sneaky. You got to know where he is all the time because he can burn you when he gets a good opportunity. He's really been kind of the Energizer bunny for the Crimson.
Skansen winning the draw here for Maple Grove. And that one put on net by Kernan and held on to by Cade Chapman.
Get a good look at Finn Brink here. Got the first goal in and a beautiful backhand. Found the right 5-hole and got it through to get Crimson on the board.
Banked out to center. Now the race is on as Struck trying to get to it and will. But his pass was blocked. Royals, I think, right now feeling a sense of urgency, and it's probably a good thing as they've fallen behind 2-0, and I think they're maybe a little bit frustrated and just ready to get after it.
Well, I got to tell you, they can't give up that third goal because that goal is going to be hard to come by.
Oh my, great chance there, but it was blocked. As all alone was Sinjum. However, Maple Grove did have some traffic in front. Rogers really buzzing here.
Oh.
There's a rip. Sinjum teed it up. It's going to be an icing call against Maple Grove, and well deserved by Rogers from a good strong shift.
The Royals found their legs there in that last shift. Now I'll see if they can carry it through and be consistent through the next 2 lines that come out.
Maple Grove on their bench, they got to be saying it's not time to relax. There's an awful lot of game yet to be played here. Tipped behind the net. Good battle there. Skeenerson came away with it. Now Nelson. Uh-oh, there I talked about getting a little too confident carrying the puck. He brought it out front of his own net.
He's had good success carrying it, but boy, not in front of the net. I mean, just one thing goes wrong, it turned into a disaster.
Crimson get it back here. And opportunity up the right side a little bit. Unable to quite turn the corner though was Ellingson. Banked ahead and Jensen was shielded off it. Picanato throwing up the middle, got it to Gunderson somehow past two Royals. Gunderson's all by himself though, and had it poke checked away, and Rogers looking to quickly counter, but Wente read it and got in front of that pass. Floated ahead for Gunderson off his stick, but now he gets it back. Oh, and he tried to drag it around the D. They got just enough of him to kind of spin him off balance. Giuliani throwing a check, but out of there is Pella. The defenseman leading the rush here for Rogers. Pella putting it out front, off a skate, follow up here. Oh, good look at the net from Matt Lohman, but Hop closed the door.
Lohman had just made a great play in his own zone there. Deflected, he got back, got a great shot on Hop, but I'll tell you, Hop's on his game tonight. I'll tell you, he's really got a good opportunity at the shot here. Look at him, he's outside the crease. He cut down the angle really nice. He's playing really cool and comfortable. He's not getting shaky at all.
Oh, and this one will bounce through. Bennett Glad is to it. And that shot is blocked. Nice job there by Elias and not overcommitting.
Yes.
And then we go. Sinjum trying to drag it through. And a stop by Hop. Sinjum gets it back. And off a skate. Down low to Rinaldo. A little more faster pace, a little more end-to-end here in the last few minutes. There's a tip, and the Hop sticks with it as Peyton struck a redirection from right out front. Royals have to like the trend a little bit here. Obviously, they don't like being down 2-zip, but they've got to put together some couple, 2-3 good shifts in a row here. Good tip there by Struck, number 19, all 6'1" of them, and he's doing the right thing. He's trying to get in front of Hop, and they're only going to beat him with a dirty goal here to begin with anyway. Whatever he's seen, he's saying. Bank pass ahead for Glad, and Chapman comes out to win the race. Now Rinaldo to Sinjum, 2-on-2 on the rush. Now some good back check as Skansen gets back into it, but Sinjum still got a shot on. Really seeing the speed and skill of Sinjum, who came over from Champlin Park, and he got away a good look. I think it feels like this pace is more to Rogers' liking, especially when you're down. I mean, if you want to get some more chances generated, they're starting to skate a lot better than they had been. Well, they're using open ice, and I think they're starting to get into some stretches here where they can get some skating in. It has been a tight checking game in the first period. It's loosening up a little bit, and this may work toward the Royals better. Tapped ahead here toward Brink, and they just win that race before Gunderson could get there. Pella relays it in deep. Now Rogers coming more aggressive with the forecheck, which can be a good thing, obviously, but it also might open up some opportunities for counter attacks for the Crimson, and I think they've been looking that direction a couple times, trying to maybe hit the home run pass. Yeah, to loosen them up a little bit. They could see they were pressing. Giuliani trying to get to this one here. Took a check. Now thrown toward the middle and right back out, but everybody missed on that one. Nelson will be first to it. Tallis tipping it into the Rogers zone. Back out to center. Nelson relaying it back in. Intercepted near the Rogers line and floated into the corner there by Jaglow. And I think that one hit someone on the bench on the way out, so we'll get a face-off coming up here.
Well, good work by the Royals here now. They just need to get rewarded. A goal right now just lift them up big time.
Yeah, they have. This has been their best stretch of the game for sure. I would say these last, 5 minutes or so. Off the draw, Royals end up with it here. Tip back to Rinaldo. Rinaldo trying to go to the net, but met up with traffic. Crimson can't get it out though. Blocker save there, then the rebound deflects wide. Wente takes a solid check, but got the pass away. And floated to center. It hops through and traced down by Newman there. Rinaldo back for Sinjum and trying to sneak it in short side, but Hop got over to cover. Here's Sinjum. Turns and shoots. That one is blocked. They've been a little frustrated with how many shot blocks Maple Grove's been able to get. Played back down deep. Rinaldo waiting for it there. Maple Grove just trying to get it out, and they do at least get it to center. I don't know that they're going to be able to change off that though. Well, at least one or two guys are. Here now it's off Glad's stick. Miller back to play it. Knocked loose to center, but it'll be thrown right back in, and that one deflecting up over the net. Put to the front, but only Royals there, and back the other direction comes Malquist to lead the rush. Malquist, I think, maybe missed a chance to get it to Fredrickson. Yep. It kind of in the high slot there. Back down Lohman, going to the point with it. And pad save there off the low shot from the point from Miller.
But again, a lone outside shot, nobody there for a rebound, and just made the save real easy, and out they came.
Swing and a miss there, but Margano, but he didn't panic. Now he puts it out front, and that one's going to be an ice here against the Royals as they will send it on down the rink here. 6:42 to go, period 2. Maple Grove 2 and Rogers nothing. Our score here. Section 5 AA championship on the line.
Well, the Royals definitely picked it up, and they're putting some pucks on the net now. They've taken the lead in shots 20-15 over the Crimson, but Maple Grove's playing some gritty defense, Jay. They're really stuffing it in front of the net.
Face-off win here, and Chapman has to fight that one off. Rinaldo over to Sinjum. Sinjum tipping it ahead to himself, tried to put it out front, but intercepted by Nelson. Nelson working his way up ice. And he'll float one in on net. Chapman with the stop.
Boy, Nelson's just been smooth for the Crimson, hasn't he? I mean, he's just really got nice hands for a guy his size and has carried it a lot of times out of trouble. I like D like that.
Able to get an offensive zone draw here, and they get that Gunderson unit out there with Brink and Giuliani. Gunderson picks it up. Oh, tried to flick it back to Giuliani, who was all teed up to shoot it. Now jabbing at it was Brink. Another face-off coming up in the Rogers zone here.
Brink's just sneaking in off the side there, getting a couple swipes at it, trying to jam it in the short side. He's always around the net. Great Chapman here doing a good job for the Royals. Made some nice saves.
Royals able to win the draw. Nice pass onto the tape of Rinaldo. Rinaldo shooting, stick save, rebound put up front. There was an open net, but nobody from Rogers close enough to get a stick on it. Crimson able to tap it on out, and Cheslak back to gather it. And he whistles that one all the way down. There'll be icing here against the Royals. another good example of why sometimes just putting a shot on net is a good play here. Rinaldo, he knows he's probably not going to score on that initial one, but then he puts it right out front, and Maple Grove, that came close to being an own goal there. It was off a skate. They were fortunate nobody in a white jersey was close enough to, because it was briefly a moment of panic. Crimson able to keep it alive in deep there. Almost got out, now across, tip goes just wide. Great setup there as at the point was Picanato. And Glad nearly directed it in. Maple Grove's kind of righted the ship a little bit here now in these last couple minutes after Rogers had some of its best opportunities and best play.
I was surprised Glad was that much open in front of his net, though. He was standing there all by himself with an easy deflection.
Sinjum trying to get it going here for the Royals. Spins back. Got it ahead to Miller. Pass intercepted. Under 5 to go now in the second period. 2-0 Maple Grove. Here's Gunderson. Drops it off. And that shot sailing up and over everything. Now they've tried to put it out front. It was blocked by Fredrickson, but Maple Grove keeping it going. Gunderson. Gunderson floating it across to Wente. Put on net and Chapman directs that one away. Gunderson will send it back down deep as they cycle it here. Giuliani. Back pass. Lohman picks it off. Lohman leading the rush here for the Royals. Lohman drops it off, but good back check work there by Finn Brink. Can't get it out though, and a quick shot taken. Hop with the stick save. And then they pass back, got through Melquist there, kind of handcuffed him there. It was right in the middle of his body, a tough one to get his stick squared up for. Ooh, a nice check frees the puck up here. Centering pass, jabbed at. Chapman, no, it's waved away as there was a little brief moment when they were thinking it might go in. Here's Cheslak. Slides it all the way through, looking for a tip there. Back out to center, Pella. 3:25 to go in the second. Intercepted there by the Crimson. Jaglow carrying it back in. He had to pause briefly, of course, as his teammate get back on side. From the point, that one will sail all the way through everyone. Swanson first to it for the Royals. There's a shot, and Hop able to stop that one as Jensen shot. We're going to have a penalty coming up, though, against the Crimson.
I was going to say, Drew Kregelberg came down for the Royals and just got taken out of the play after he got rid of the puck, and might be interference there.
Yeah, they're going to call a trip on Nelson.
Yep, right there you see it, Danny Nelson. That'll be a big loss for the Crimson right there, one of the best D. But opportunity, I believe it's the first power play for Rogers, isn't it, Jay?
Yes, sir. So an important power play for them, an important kill for Maple Grove here as we're late in the second. Crimson protecting a 2-0 lead, but Rogers gets an opportunity with the man advantage. So now one penalty aside, I think it's been a nicely called game. I don't think there's really been others that needed to be called. I mean, obviously here and there you might have something that you could have, but I think they've let them play, and rightly so.
It's the section championship. Let the kids decide it.
So fake there by Rinaldo into the circle, and he scores! Rinaldo waiting for the perfect opportunity, and then he had a great quick release and snapped that one home, and the Royals are on the board.
Well, the magic man shows his magic wand. Gets a great shot in the net, gets a good look at it. Inside out on his stick side. He's a right-hander. Came in down the left side with a stick on the inside and just ripped the shot past Hop.
Much needed boost there for the Royals.
And my mistake, he is left-handed. He just snuck it in. That was a great shot. Let's see if this sparks now the Royals to really start putting some pressure now to go get the triangle. Oh, what a hit! Oh, Finn Brink.
Sinjum and Struck get the assist on the goal, the 28th of the year for Rinaldo. So a 2-1 hockey game in Maple Grove. When I talked to their kids earlier this week, they said, we hurt ourselves with penalties in that first game, and there's a goal! Gunderson, it looked like a semi-harmless rush up the right side, and then he just saw an opening and let the shot go. And that is one Chapman would like that back. Not that it wasn't a good shot, but probably one that you'd see saved most of the time.
I think that went short side, and he came off the post just a second as he got off balance, and that gave the opening for the score. We'll take a look and see what happens here. Yeah, I think he was anticipating him going behind the net. Chapman was. Oh, and he left that side open. Yep, he was anticipating it going back over to the left. Boy, that'll take the wind out of your lungs real quick, for heaven's sakes. They get within a goal, and then they gave up one, but look at that, 72 points, Landon Gunderson, leading scorer, 19th goal of the year for him. He's been kind of snake bit in the sections. Jay really hasn't scored any at all in the 2 games they've already played.
So a 3-1 lead for Maple Grove as they're able to answer that power play goal. Now Rinaldo controlling here for the Royals. Works his way out high. Picked off as he tried to throw it at the net. Knocked down, but it might create a chance. Sinjum, and that one goes through. Boy, it was a nice play seemingly to knock that puck down, but it just wound up right on Sinjum's stick. Under a minute to play here in this second. Sinjum, puts it out front. There's a similar deal there where
nice
I think Hop thought he was going behind the net too.
Yeah.
Now it bounces, and there's a stop. As Mike and Miller got a decent opportunity there. And Rogers trying to quickly counter and catch Maple Grove in a change here, but that pass went awry there near the blue line. Under a half minute to go now here in the second. Giuliani up with it for Maple Grove. Gunderson. Trying to go to Brink. Knocked away there. Tip to center. Nelson, though, will float it right back in. Under 10 seconds to play in the period.
Maple Grove's still doing a good job. The catch and pass. The Royals are fumbling it here and there, too. I still think they're a little nervous. I think it was a shock to have that third goal go in. But Gunderson puts the Crimson back up by 2 after the Royals came up and brought it to within 1.
So Rogers playing a strong second period and got that power play goal to pull within 1. But as Dan said, then Landon Gunderson answering less than a minute later to restore the 2-goal margin. Maple Grove 3, Rogers 1 after 2. We'll be back with more of our coverage here of the Section 5AA Championship on CCX.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
Welcome back. A raucous crowd here in Elk River for the Section 5 Championship. John Jacobson standing by with Coach Berglund.
Thanks, Jay. Bergie, how big is that Gunderson goal?
It was huge. It was a perfect time for a great goal, 3-1. That's, we responded back quickly after their power play goal. Great shot by number 7, Rinaldo. But, Gundy was a huge goal, huge lift for the team. Good energy lift. Couldn't have come at a better time.
Your goaltending's been solid, but I also thought your defense has played well tonight, kind of blocking some of the passing lanes and the shooting lanes for Rogers.
Yeah, I'll tell you, hats off to Toby Hopp. He's just got it dialed in right now, and he can stop anything thrown at him. So I tell you, it's a good thing to have, and our D have been playing tremendously well. We've been working a lot on our D zone in practice, and that's a big part of our game plan. So, I commend our D for just doing the right job. Yep.
January 15th, he had a 2-goal lead at Rogers Arena. Is that going to be brought up at all here in between the second and the third? And he lost 5-4.
I'm glad you brought that up because, it's something that we, after that game, have really been preaching the whole season. We got to finish the game. We got to play 3 hard periods, and everything we do has got to be to the hilt all the time. So trust me, that message will be made. Yep.
Thank you. Good luck on the third period.
Thanks a lot, John. Appreciate it.
Right. Jay and Dan, back up to you.
Thanks very much, and thanks Coach Berglund as well. His team leading at 3-1, but as he said, they know their work is far from done here tonight. The Royals came back on them the first time around. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with more here. Second period highlights and more for you here from Elk River. It's the Section 5AA Championship on CCX.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back here. We've completed 2 periods in the Section 5AA Boys Hockey Championship at the new Furniture and Things Community Center complex here in Elk River. Maple Grove leading it by a score of 3-1. We said Rogers shooting for their first state tournament appearance, and Maple Grove knows what it felt like to have been knocking on the door, not able to get in, but back in 2012, they exercised some demons in a very big way. They beat Blaine 15-1 in the section championship.
If you notice the power play up there, Brzezinski got a 5-minute major, and Maple Grove just crushed them. They got, I think, 5 goals during that major.
We said what a great week of section final hockey as well, and a few teams are already in. We've got Prior Lake making their first appearance. Edina and Moorhead, not exactly the first appearance for either of those two, that's for sure. And we got the 2 Lakevilles going head-to-head, Eastview, Crete, and Durham Hall. White Bear Lake, Hill, Murray. They seem to have played pretty much every year in that final. And then Grand Rapids versus Andover, another Northwest Suburban Conference team. Andover's had the better of things up in Section 7 these last few years as well. Their program has really become an elite program for sure. So, and we'll see who will join them out of Section 5 here. Maple Grove right now with the lead. It is 3-1 Crimson. We'll be back with more here. Our second intermission on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. The Rogers Band providing some between periods music for us here. 3-1 Maple Grove, our score, as we check out highlights from the second period. And we talked about how penalties could be a key. And boy, did they enter into it in a big way, as Maple Grove very early in the period getting a power play goal there as Giuliani converting Margano's pass. And then some chances for the Royals, but Hopp had a really strong period, and Dan said defensively things went well as also for the Crimson. put out front, and here's a pretty good opportunity there from Lohman from the slot. And then Sinjum carrying it hard up the side, and eventually they end up getting a power play opportunity as well before Hop able to make some strong saves for the Crimson. There's a near miss right there, and then almost put into their own net for Maple Grove. Ronaldo faked the pass there, walked in and sniped it home with a good screen out front as well. That was the power play goal. But then this is a crusher for Rogers as Gunderson brings it back up ice, and this is one they would like to have again. Chapman overcommitting, and Gunderson fooled him. And he answered not just the fact that he scored, but he got it less than a minute later. I think really took some wind out of Rogers' sails. But they've still very much back in this game after a good second period. 3-1 Crimson. We will come back with our third to decide the Section 5AA title here on CCX.
We do a lot of hard labor. A lot of it is driven by technology. We were one of the very first in our area to get vaccinated. We trust experts in their field. We're fifth-generation farmers providing the safest, most economical food because of science. What if we're in a farm accident? There is no room. All the hospital resources are going towards COVID. The vaccine is a tool in our toolkit of how we succeed as a family or as a business. When the sun's setting, we did a good day's work and we can face tomorrow.
And welcome back as you look at the Maple Grove student section. Togas are out in force. Well, Rogers is down by 2 after 2, but as John and Coach Berglund talked about, not the first time that's been the case. Rogers came back to beat the Crimson in the regular season meeting after trailing 4-2, and Sinjum got the game winner there. I have a feeling in both locker rooms that one was mentioned. Obviously, you know, regular season, how much does it matter now or whatever, but I think in this case it definitely is something that enters both teams' mind, and as Coach Berge said, you gotta go all out the whole game. You can't afford to relax in a section championship kind of game.
Absolutely. I just love his he got a little emotional there. I think he went in that locker room, got his kids fired up and reminded him that situation, and you know, you got to keep playing. So here we go, final 17 to decide it all.
Crimson control the draw here as we get started in the third. Try to get it in deep, but failed to do so. Ronaldo stopping it there. Now thrown back into the Rogers zone. Eliason back to pick it up. And intercepted there briefly by Skansen. Then a little bit of wet ice. The puck seemed to stick in place, but Royals able to recover and get it out. Glad, though, intercepting at center, and he'll dump it right back in. Pass across to Ronaldo. Ronaldo gets ahead of steam here, but then had it knocked away. Got it right back, though, and he puts it wide of the net. Gunderson, nice pass ahead. Brink, his shot blocked there by Cheslock. Brink trying to get it back here. And now here comes Gunderson. Rebound, hits the outside of the goalpost. Gunderson on the backhand. Now that shot is blocked. Sinjum back to pick it up here for the Royals. And go backward with it there. And then they get it ahead to Lohman. Lohman shooting, and went off the tip of the glove of Hop and up over the net. Margano back to play it here for Maple Grove. Now it is Gunderson. Gunderson trying to go to the net there. Just too many bodies in the way, though. Wente tried to keep it in, but couldn't. Now a 3-on-2 chance here for the Royals. Pass over, Lohman shooting, but it is blocked by Margano. Margano up with it here. Onto the stick of Jaglow now. He fires, might have been a little impatient there. They had a possibility of a little 2-on-1. Now across, got by Jaglow. Royals needed to ice it, and they do. So we'll come back into the Rogers zone here. Early in the third, Maple Grove still leading it by a score of 3-1. Dan, I kind of feel like that if Maple Grove hadn't scored that goal late, that the feel of this one heading into the third would be different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Grove is playing good D right now. And Hop right now looks, you're going to have to get about 2 or 3 guys in front of him if you're going to beat him. Straight up shots are going to do it. But yet the Royals, every time you get an opportunity to put rubber on the net, do it. You never know what's going to go in.
Brent Leno back to pick it up here for Maple Grove. Kernan leading the rush here for the Crimson. Kernan down deep with it, trying to put it out front, but intercepted there. And Royals quickly looking to counter. Sinjum floating it ahead. Nice stick work there by Nelson, and it's back the other direction. Put on net, pad save. Now Sinjum. Floated ahead, Nelson able to chop that one loose and relayed right back out. And Maple Grove right now, I think, just doing things the way they should. You don't want to get too conservative, but at the same time, they're always aware and having enough numbers back that they're not going to give up something easy. Yeah, Finn Brink there nearly had a chance out front. Giuliani plays it back into the Rogers zone. Swanson picking it up there for the Royals. Pass tipped to the Crimson blue line, but then picked off. Around the horn it comes to Giuliani. Tried to line him up for a hip check there. He avoided most of it. Now Kreckelberg had his pocket picked. Wow. Brink carries it into the Rogers zone, floating it across. Gunderson firing, and a nice stop by Chapman. Rebound back, and it's over the net as it was bouncing puck. Gunderson shooting, and that one goes just wide. Then it's played in onto the back of the net, and we'll get a whistle. Maple Grove, a couple of pretty decent opportunities developing there.
Finn Brink, that line again, by gosh, came on and put some good pressure on. Royals got to reverse that and get her out of the zone quick. I'm surprised how many passes got through there in the crease. So I think the message was sent and received in the Crimson locker room.
Long one there, deflected up out of play. Margano with a shot and Chapman directing it out. Kernan off the bench to take the draw here for Maple Grove. It's tipped, they don't get it out. Scanson turns and throws it back in deep. Now Rinaldo deflecting it into the corner. Rinaldo digs it out. Oh, and that shot bounces wide. They tried to jam the rebound in as Peyton Struck was there. Played down toward the corner. Struck. Working it over to Rinaldo. Rinaldo pressured by Margano. Got it to Sinjum and he scores! Sinjum just kind of lurking with his stick in shooting position and lets it rip. And now back to a 1-goal game.
Shoot, shoot, shoot. Hit the net, hit the net, hit the net. And by God, he did. Sinjum with a nice shot there. There was some good hard work done by the Royals there, and it paid off with a goal finally, 5-on-5. So we got a 1-goal game with 12:27 left here in the third period for the section championship.
Big for Rogers to get a goal, but get a goal fairly early in the period too.
Yeah.
So now they don't have to, feel the pressure of being down 2 anymore.
It's nice to be within one shot of a tie.
Ronaldo and Struck get the assist on Sinjum's 23rd of the year. 4:33 the time, and so now a 3-2 hockey game. That one is blocked, and now the race on back the other way. Wente's going to be there first, and he'll turn and dump it on out as Rogers was changing. Giuliani drops it off to Gunderson. Back for Giuliani. Now Nelson following up, and that one will sail over the net. Wente floating one to the front. It's kicked aside. Can't get it out though. Nelson. There's a deflection. Ooh, and it was laying loose for just a split second out front. Royals again unable to get that one out. Oh boy, and it looked like Chapman might have lost sight of it a little bit. Now a rush the other way with Kreckelberg. But Nelson just stood his ground and blocked that one. Thrown to the front, but nobody home for Rogers as Maple Grove will counter. Floated ahead a little far for Steenerson, and that one is one they'd like to have back. A nice kind of unforced there for the Crimson.
Good opportunity here. We're looking at the shot here by Sinjum, and he just rips it across, and he just snipes that lower left-hand corner.
Back out to center, picked up by Micah Miller here for the Royals. And Skansen nearly picked it, but here comes Sinjum with a little head of steam, and down he goes, given a rough ride there. Floated through center and gets by everyone. Eliasson trying to get it. Instead, Glad beats him to it and scores. Oh my, good strength there by Bennett Glad. Wins the race, out-muscles the defenseman, and tucks it in. What a goal.
That was just sheer will. That was just effort. I want it more than you. Glad really came down, and he just took it away from the D, and he scrambled himself in front with control of the puck and slipped the backhand in. Beautiful play by Bennett Glad.
Not a bad time for your 5th goal of the season as he goes to the net strong. And once again, they answer a goal pretty quickly, too.
Yeah. Well, the Grove has had a lot of, in the section, had a lot of players scoring goals. You know, you don't have guys with 3 or 4 goals in a game. It's, 6 guys scoring 6 goals in a game. That's what everybody contributes to. Well, now they're behind. Now the Royals are behind the 8 ball. They really got to turn up the Jets now. Oh. Good opportunity there for Peyton Struck. Boy, if he just could have stopped for just a second and seen where he was at, there's nobody on him, which is probably the first time in the entire game that a Maple Grove Crimson wasn't on him in the slot.
Bowman and Gunderson facing off here. A 4-2 lead for Maple Grove after Rogers had scored about a minute and a half later. The Crimson answer on a great effort by Bennett Glad. Brink sliding it across to Wente, and he will hammer it on in. Giuliani trying to shield the puck, and Gunderson jumped in to help him out, and they're able to keep it in. Maple Grove, they've got a good size team, and I think that's showing up on some of these one-on-one battles here. They're just physically bigger than Rogers, across the board. I mean, they've got a college-sized team in a lot of spots. I mean, you look at Skansen, the 6'3", 200, and just some of their frontline guys are pretty big kids. Danny Nelson, 6'2", 195.
They got 10 guys over 6 foot on the roster, Joe.
Nine and a half to play here. Royals down by 2, but here they come. Pass across, and nice job to break that one up by Picconato.
Yeah, we talk about size too, but the Maple Grove team can skate too. They're fast and big, so But Royals got to pick it up now. They really got to get after it. They got to take some chances now.
Kreckelberg, and they get it down deep. Kreckelberg chasing after with Margano. Scanson sliding it to Margano, and they'll work it back the other direction here to Picanato. Kernan will tip it in and then head off on a line change here. Rinaldo's pass knocked away, and here comes Gunderson. Right back out though. Sinjum hit his teammate's skate as he tried to drag it through center. Now Giuliani flipping it down to Gunderson. Gunderson looking to circle the net, and Chapman able to get over there just in time.
You think Gunderson had a line on that corner there as he tried to stuff it? He really picked up his pace quick coming around that net.
See another opportunity. Gunderson has had himself a tremendous season for the Crimson.
Still season points per game, 2.6. That's a heck of a hockey season right there.
Crimson win the draw. Nelson gets to it, and that one deflects up and out of play. And keep in mind, these numbers for both of these teams, they're not playing a weak schedule where you're able to count on getting 6 or 7 on some nights and things like that.
Well, Rogers, for example, they beat Minnetonka, they beat Wayzata, they beat Andover.
Now they lost to Wayzata.
I'm sorry, they did. My fault. Yeah, but they've done a real good job, and they played as tough a schedule as Maple Grove has.
Oh yeah. Knock back in. Chapman will stop it there. Keslock sending it back around. And that's the thing, the more, you're the team with the 2-goal lead, the more shifts that go by without Rogers able to generate a lot. Oh, the puck's loose, the rebound goes just wide. Chapman has lost his goal stick. And now the Royals get to it. Rinaldo, he's going to be able to get some help and retrieve that stick. A near miss there from Maple Grove. And they're saying that the more shifts that go by without much happening, obviously, to the benefit of the team that's got the lead like this. That one goes wide. Scanson jumping in, trying to keep it alive there. Rinaldo back to pick it up. Scanson knocked it loose from him, but it'll come over to Struck. And that shot will sail wide. Yeah, and I'm sorry, you're right. They did beat Wayzata and they lost to Wayzata. There was a split there. So I want to clarify that. I know that the game at Plymouth, Wayzata defeated them. I was looking at the highlights from that earlier this week, but they did have a split, so we got to correct that. Kicked loose, and now played up the left wing here to Jensen. He'll slide it all the way across. And lofted into the Royals zone again here. And right back out. That's going to be icing here against Rogers. So we're kind of getting back to how things were in the first period, where we're not a lot of sustained pressure, some missed passes here and there. But again, that favors the team that's protecting a lead. Maple Grove, it doesn't need to be pretty the rest of the way. They could just keep having shifts like this where, you dump it in, not a lot goes on.
Stay on your guy, don't get anybody open, no man rushes. Probably drop a third back man when they go back to their defensive zone.
Gunderson shot, Giuliani shot blocked. And then dumped right back into the Royal zone. Yeah, when in doubt, get the puck in deep, in this spot especially. Again, that doesn't mean you don't try to keep scoring or you're super conservative, but when in doubt, that's the play to make. Make them come all the way.
200 feet. Every time.
Bank pass ahead there. Gunderson trying to get a good shot away, but the defenseman got a good piece of him. Lohman up the left wing here for Rogers. Lohman throwing it at the net. Hop the save, and it's loose in front. Sinjum got away a shot just as he was being knocked out. And we're going to have a penalty. Yes.
Yep. That's a big break for the Rogers Royals right there. Sinjum got yanked down.
Going to be a roughing call against Brink. And that is a big one here with 5:26 to go.
You can see the look on Coach Berglund's face. He didn't look real happy about that.
Get another look. A Sinjum shot. Oh, yeah. He got the glove up into the jaw. That's a good call.
Right into the mush.
Grimson able to clear it immediately here. Chapman stopping it for Mike and Miller. I don't know if you quite say must score here, but boy, this is huge for Rogers. They could really use one. Miller carries it in and then lost it.
Got to move the puck. He made a nice entry. Should have passed it off, got it to the far side, but get something going.
Struck carrying it up the right side here. Nelson getting to it, trying to ring it out, but Ronaldo's right there. Miller dropping it to Sinjum. Sinjum firing, and that's blocked. Miller will slide it to Ronaldo. Here's the shot, and the tip goes over the top as Struck. Got a good piece of that one. Sinjum throwing it out high, and it'll deflect out off the skate of Miller. Maple Grove trying to hurry up and get a change. Ronaldo giving it to Sinjum. Sinjum, poke check from him and then chopped out. And here comes Gunderson shorthanded. Gunderson played it around the D. He was all alone, but he almost made it work. Ronaldo carrying it into the Maple Grove zone. Ronaldo shooting. That one is blocked. And a quick turnaround try there. Hop the save, and then some action out front here. We've got 28 seconds to go in the power play for Rogers. They trail 4-2, 3:53 remaining in the hockey game.
Well, when they did get an opportunity, yes, Rogers calling a timeout now with 3:53. Okay, makes sense. You're down by 2. But the Rogers had a couple good opportunities there. Sinjum has really been getting into it. He's got 4 power play goals on the year for the Royals, and they were kind of loading him up. Ronaldo made a nice pass there too, but just a couple of hesitations and fumbles, and you can't do that against Maple Grove. They make you pay for it because they're right on you.
Well, we're going to see who wins the 2022 section championship, and a look at the past 10 section winners. So Maple Grove faces in there, of course. And we saw the list earlier. And
Milka Tornadoes, Blaine Bengals, Centennial.
If you're Maple Grove right now, the clock can't go fast enough. If you're Rogers, you're hoping it slows down to give your team a realistic shot down the stretch, down 4-2. Boy, and how big are face-offs at this time too, dude.
Oh, my gosh. You will see the 2 best face-off people for each team. Sinjum and
Scanson there.
Yeah.
Grimson able to get it out. The one thing I always feel like, obviously you would rather not be shorthanded, but it does give you free reign to just clear the puck out. You don't have to worry about icing,
yes,
at least when you're down a man like this. So the task, you don't have to think as much, I guess, in terms of, there's a nice steal by Margano, and he's able to get it out. Nice work there. Penalty is over. So Maple Grove getting a key kill right there. Nelson nicely sidesteps the Royal. carries it in deep. Nelson the backhand. Ooh, and a big stop there. Got away a good quality shot. And now he'll intercept. Nelson relaying it right back in, and they'll complete a change here. Approaching 3 minutes to go. Flipped out front after the steal, but now played to Rinaldo. Rinaldo sliding it over. Tried to get it back to Rinaldo. Knocked away, though. And out it comes. Gunderson couldn't play that one to himself there. And just chipped on out. Nice step up there. Now whistled in over the head of Hop. But Crimson get it out. Oh boy, Chapman was almost to the bench and then turned back when Maple Grove got possession of that puck. And again, they can't get it all the way in behind the net, so Chapman's unable to get out. Tipped ahead to the Maple Grove line. Chapman wanting to go, but they can't get the puck all the way into the Crimson zone and deep. Played to the front there, intercepted by Pelliff. Now Sinjum. Sinjum carrying it. Goalie is out. Shot block there. Extra attacker on for Rogers. Sinjum working his way across. Sinjum fires. And that one knocked down. Pelliff throwing it at the net. Rinaldo coming up with it. Sliding it to the front, and Hop's able to cover that one up here. A minute 45 to go, and then going down in that pile was Fredrickson. But no penalties coming out of this.
No, it wasn't a real blatant one. They're not going to give up a penalty on something like that. It's a little ticky-tacky.
Yeah, and he was kind of losing his balance.
Yeah. Oh, here we go again, the face-off. Now the back's against the wall. Let's see if they can pull this off.
Crimson, though, win the draw and aim and just missed the empty net. So icing will bring it right back to the same spot.
It was a good shot. It had a chance.
Again, Maple Grove able to win the draw. This time Nelson will not try to shoot it at the net. He bounces it out to center. Giuliani tipping it ahead. Then Giuliani blocked that pass. And knocked back into the Royal zone. But it's offside.
Boy, you can't be loosey-goosey, though, if you're the Royals. I mean, just kind of flip past. You got to get it to an open person. Pull it away from the contact with the Crimson players and find an open man on the far side.
Gunderson, a clean win on the draw. That shot knocked down though by Cheslock. And Rinaldo able to get it in deep. Stopping it there. Boy, he's got to be careful. Now that pass gets past to everyone and back out to center. Not what the Royals needed there. Miller back across to Cheslock. And an empty net to shoot at if they can get it. Giuliani shot blocked. We're under a minute to play here. Maple Grove up by 2. There's Gunderson a steal. Couldn't turn and shoot it though. Now Rinaldo carrying it in for Rogers. Knocked away, but they keep it in the zone. And a physical hit there. Now Sinjum up with the rebound. Puts it up front for Rinaldo. Robbed him right there.
Oh, wow.
Rogers generating a great opportunity as Sinjum put it out front, and Hop, with as many good saves as he had, that might have been the best.
That was the best. Wow, what a great save.
Rinaldo was in a great position. Sinjum saw him, but Hop was ready. Crimson win the draw again, and then they'll shoot it all the way down again for a nice 36 seconds remaining. Battle for it in the corner off the draw here.
Oh boy, third win in a row for Maple Grove on the faceoff.
Here comes Nelson at the empty net. He missed it. Big rebound though, Skansen. He's going to try and eat it down low and kill some more time, which probably is more valuable really than trying to score there.
Yeah.
At center, dumped back in by Margano. Under 10 as the Maple Grove fans to their feet. Time ticks down. It's Maple Grove returning to the state tournament as they defeat Rogers 4-2 here in this Section 5AA championship.
Tough, gritty hockey team that can put the puck in the net. They grinded this one out, made sure they had defensive control, picked their spots for scoring, did a nice job, and 5th state berth for them. 3rd in a row here coming out of the section. And they had a heck of a game in the semifinals last year against Eden Prairie, losing in overtime, and UP eventually won it, but maybe this is the year. Well, Rogers got a taste of being in the final. Didn't quite have enough tonight, but boy, there's a big reason right there, Jay.
Oh yeah, Hop played a great game. That save late was just tremendous, but he was steady all the way throughout. And you're right, sometimes you have to kind of take a step at a time for Rogers. You don't necessarily go deep the first time you're in this final in this section, but they have had a tremendous season, and tonight didn't go the way they hope, but obviously they're a very good hockey team. And I think, Dan, in a weird way, for Maple Grove, it might have helped them that Rogers had that comeback win in the regular season. I think that really had their attention for the whole night, but also even just going to the third with the lead, knowing that we cannot relax. We can't let that happen again.
Well, look at how fired up Coach Bergstrom got in between periods. I mean, that voice came up and he said, this is a message I'm definitely going to give, et cetera, and they played like veterans who've been there before, Jay, to be honest with you. They really took control of the game, and they had control for most of it. I don't think you could say there was any given point where Rogers really dominated. They had their moments, but overall, Maple Grove had control of this game from the get-go, and of course with Toby Hop playing the goalie the way he did, he was just fantastic.
And I thought it was big too for them. Both times that Rogers scored, Maple Grove answered pretty much right away.
Yeah.
And just kind of seized the momentum back and didn't allow the Royals to really feel good about themselves, especially that goal late in the second period. If we come into the third at 2-1 instead of 3-1, it's, you never know, but I think the complexion of the game heading to the third might have been a little bit different in that case. But Maple Grove, I thought, for the most part, played a smart hockey game too. It wasn't, obviously what you do physically matters, but also your decision making.
Yes. Well, they really had a concept when they're in the attack zone. They kind of knew where to put the puck. They really forced the middle there in the crease and did a good job there. Defensively, they were tight. And, really, Rogers is as tough as this is, and it hurts. But they got a young team. There's a lot of juniors on this team, and a lot of their stars are coming back. In particular, Sam Rinaldo, he'll be back.
Well, and Coach Berglund from Maple Grove this week said, too, considering the success that Rogers has been having of late on the youth level, he said their program's not going anywhere either. Yeah. And I think you could definitely say the same for Maple Grove. The well has not run dry in the youth for both of these programs, and it's been a kind of a high watermark, I think, for Osseo Maple Grove youth in the last handful of years, and we're seeing the fruits of that on the high school level now, and Rogers trying to do the same. Well, John Jacobson standing by with one of the guys who made a real key play tonight, Bennett Glad.
All right, thanks, Jay. And Bennett, first of all, congratulations. Talk about the goal he scored there in the third period.
Oh, it was just gritty. I just saw the puck. It went behind the guy. The guy was a little slow, so I decided to, grind my way because it was, 10 minutes left. You got to grind in the third period. You got to do whatever you can to win, and that's just what's going through my head. I
know Coach Berglund talked to you guys about that game you lost at Rogers. You had the 2-goal lead. They get one, but then you get the 2-goal lead back again.
Well, you can't always, it's hard to beat a team twice, and we just came out here, we want to go to state. We wanted to be back-to-back 2 years in a row going to state. We weren't going to let anything stop us.
Real senior-dominated team a year ago. I know you played and some of the other guys had some minutes, but a lot of new faces. How exciting is this for you? And now it's your senior year, too.
Well, it's so exciting for this program, too, to show that what's coming up. Especially we had such a dominant team last year, and it just shows all the skill level that we got to continue into years to come.
Did you have a chance to soak in the atmosphere and look around and see it was too deep standing around this whole rink?
Well, when you're out there, you kind of don't realize everything. you don't really see the crowd, but then once game's over, it's just great to see that the whole community of Maple Grove came out to support us in a wonderful win that we just had.
Great win tonight, Bennett. Good luck next week at state.
Thank you.
Jay and Dan, back to you.
Thanks, John, and thanks, Bennett. Pretty calm and composed for just winning a section title. He's obviously a very happy young man, as are all the Crimson here. And boy, it's always tough to see a team that has had such a great season for it to end on a night like this too. I mean, obviously you need to play to a winner and you need to have a section champion, but Rogers deserves a lot of credit for the year that they've had and earning this #1 seed. And I think probably, we haven't really seen them throughout the year, but from all accounts, I think they probably didn't have their best game tonight.
Nope.
But they competed hard. They came back with those pair of goals and certainly made a game of it. And again, they're seemingly a team that's likely to be contending going forward. And it's, the sections obviously change here and there, and they were in Section 8 for quite a while. But as they've entered Section 5 here, I think they're going to be another team that you have to be reckoning with for quite some time there. I mean, obviously, again, the alignment changed, but for quite some time, you knew it was either going to be Maple Grove, Blaine, or Centennial.
Yeah.
There was no way it was going to be any but those three for a lot of these years, but obviously we've got some changing going on with Rogers coming in and their level of their program rising, and even Champlain Park bounced back at a pretty good team this year too. So
yes,
it's no sure things going forward as see Mike and Miller and Ty Fredrickson coming out to receive their runner-up trophy from Dan Olgren, the Rogers activities director. So some sad guys on that team right now, but again, hats off for the great season that they enjoyed here. And now Maple Grove getting set to, for quite a few of the guys, receive what they've gotten in the past, although I don't think we quite were able to have the same kind of medal ceremony last year, if I remember right. I don't know if it was exactly, everybody was kind of feeling their way with COVID at that time, and there were some different rules in place, so the celebrations looked just a little bit different, I think, at that time.
They gave the coaches the medals. They just had the trophy ceremony, and then they did the locker room thing with the medals. Would that be Mr. Jones, the AD for Maple Grove?
Indeed. And again, good sportsmanship too. I mean, obviously when you're really disappointed, it isn't your favorite thing to go shake the hand of the guy that just beat you, but they're all doing it and with their heads up. And
it's a great thing about hockey. I mean, the handshake is important. It came out of a bad situation, really. In a series between the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs back in the 30s, and it was a tough series and some injuries happened, and at the end they decided all of a sudden just to go out and shake hands, and as it was a competition, not a war. And it's continued as a tradition in hockey, and I've always liked it.
Giuliani, one of the captains, getting a goal tonight for the Crimson. And boy, Nelson, the young sophomore defenseman, he is going to be a beast, huh?
You bet. He is a player. Yeah, it's a hard-working club, too. They've really, with the schedules they've had, to be able to get to state 3 times in a row, that's quite an accomplishment. And I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Berglund. One of the nicest, classiest guys you ever want to meet, too. He loves his kids. He's done great things with this program. He's gotten them to state. And he's just a real good all-around guy. And I'll tell you what, he develops players. They've had some really good teams, but he pulls them together and he gets them over the humps. And now a run at state, see what they can do there.
Yeah, and it's a different year too. I mean, they were pretty darn dominant, last year. I mean, I think it would have been a surprise if they weren't in the mix at the end. But obviously this year you had some younger players come in, and the kids I talked to this week, they admitted that it wasn't all smooth at the beginning when you're working a lot of new players in, and they didn't necessarily have a the kind of start that they maybe had hoped, but by the end of it, they're a really good hockey team.
4 losses in in their first 11 games. I mean, that's not normal for them.
And Chayton Fisher now will get to play again because he was unable to play tonight. So now the captain's coming to pick up that championship trophy. Section 5 AA winner again for Maple Grove.
Well, now we'll see what the seeding looks like and when they play their first game down in St. Paul, which is the goal of every high school hockey player in the state of Minnesota. Get to state.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Crimson, where they're seated, or how it kind of depends obviously a little bit on if there are any upsets in the remaining section playoff games. Fair to say they're not going to be number 1, but right now I think they came in ranked 5th in the state, so it'd be interesting to see just where they put them. But I think we've seen in the last several years that the seeding at the state tournament, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it isn't the be-all, end-all. It isn't the number 1 versus number 2 seed reaching the final every year in the state tournament, not even close.
No.
There's a lot of different variety of good teams. Whereas in a section, you're probably more likely to see a 1 versus 2 matchup more often than not, because these teams know each other, the seeding and all that. But at state, it's a different thing. I mean, you've got a lot of balance and a lot of different teams that have a shot to compete really well.
Yeah. Well, and they're all elite at that level. I mean, there is no weak sister teams in Class AA.
And it's sometimes interesting and fun to see the different styles, too, that go head-to-head. Because even though a lot of the good teams obviously are playing each other now, I think you still do sometimes have a little bit of the style of play based on, this section or this part of the state plays this way a little more than others. And I think it's fun to see that sort of mix, too. Looks like John has a couple of more happy Crimson players. Let's go to John.
Thanks, Jay. Josh Giuliani and Toby Hopp with me now. First of all, congratulations. What does this feel like for you as a senior captain?
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. It's way better than all the other years because I'm captain now and senior, and, we still got 3 left, so the job's not done.
A lot different than last year in that you got fans here. You're going to have fans at XL. What was this atmosphere like to play in?
Oh, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, so much different than last year. Last year was just kind of dead, but this year the fans really came out and supported us. It was awesome.
Tell me about tonight's game. It was a tough opponent you played. What did you guys do well?
I mean, I think we just kept the puck low, and also our back checking was huge. We executed on our chances, and, it was just a great game overall.
You had a goal tonight. Tell me about the one you put in.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's just going down low. I was kind of crashing in the net on the power play, and he slid it right through the defender's legs, and I tapped it in.
Have you been following the other section finals? You got to know some of the other teams already in the tournament, right?
I mean, no matter what, it's going to be a great tournament. I mean, they always put on a good show there, and we're ready.
You were at the tournament last year. Does that help you guys going in, those of you that did play?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's huge. To have that experience and everything is just it's a big factor when you get down there.
Tell me how good was number 1 tonight?
Oh, my God, he was outstanding.
Congratulations, Josh. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, Toby Hopp, 32 saves for you tonight, and tell me about what it was like to go against these guys.
Oh, I mean, they're a really good team, and it was amazing. Boys backed me up in front, played some bestie all year, and I loved it. Blocking shots left and right, clearing lanes, letting me see everything. So I just can't. It's just an honor to play with these boys.
3rd year in a row for Maple Grove in the tournament, but a little bit different team. You had a pretty good turnover from last season. The different group and still just as much fun, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%, just as much fun. I mean, the guys that are staying love them. The new guys, I mean, we also love them, and they'll just love them.
How big is this for your program? Do you guys continue to grow and get in the state tournament now almost on an annual basis? You at least figure you're going to be in the section final. This is 7 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. We just kind of keep reloading, and this team's something special, so I couldn't ask for anything more.
Finally, your thoughts next week on playing in the state tournament?
It's going to be one crazy atmosphere, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Toby, congratulations. Great win here tonight. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Jay?
Thank you, John, and congratulations, Toby, and all of the Crimson. Boy, he played a heck of a game tonight. There's no doubt this one score could have been different if he didn't come up with a few big ones right there. And Maple Grove winning at 4-2, although as he, like any good goalie, was quick to credit his defense as well. So Maple Grove, I don't think it's a stretch to say that they have a chance to compete very well with anybody that they might see at the state tournament.
Absolutely. But the way they played defense tonight, that's a big carry, and we know they can score. So we'll see how they do in the state, and best of luck to the Crimson. And what a great season, Rogers. You did yourself proud.
And obviously some friendships among these teams too, and nice to see. I mean, it's a heated rivalry tonight, but at the same time, Rogers showing a lot of class there too, congratulating the Crimson. So Maple Grove wins it by a score of 4-2 to advance to their 5th state tournament in program history as they defeat the top seed Rogers here tonight by a score of 4-2. Hope you've enjoyed this one here from the new arena in Elk River. For Dan Ficken, John Jacobson, and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Elk River.